myself and some of the guys in the room selling bonds at that price down here at 7 o'clock this morning. And then you look at the fact that you've just top ticked the whole yield curve for that buy trade in bonds. Think about what you've achieved. Stop a second and actually congratulate yourself as being the best bond trader on the planet. And it's not just because of a 1 minute trade where the best bond trade on the planet could be anybody. But over the course of a whole day session, to be able to top tick and bottom tick the bond market literally to the tick is something you should be rightly proud of. The best traders in the best traders in Goldman Sachs earning, $5-10 million basic salaries can't top tick and bottom tick the bond market. And if they do, it's because they've been buying areas and selling areas in those areas. You guys are achieving what anybody else on the planet can't achieve. So if you have managed some of those trades, seriously, give yourself a good pat in the back, congratulate yourself on a brilliant day's trading, and enjoy it. And then go back over the trades and think about, don't just glow in the success of that rotation, but go back and think about what it was you were seeing. Think about what it was that made sense to get into those trades. In other words, really create a footprint in your mind about what those great trades look like and feel like, so that when they do come along every now and then, and I talked about how amazing, and the chat I had with Cliff earlier was, this wasn't just an all-in trade, this was an all-in times 2 trade, or an all-in times 5 trade. That's what I said this morning at 10 o'clock. That's what I said this morning at 10 o'clock. We were sitting in the market about this little balance area when I said about this all-in maximum trade was a brilliant trade. And that's when we drew out this whole chart about where the projection would take us to. And then in hindsight, you look back at that discussion we had this morning, and you just think about how incredible the ability to see that is, simply by recognizing things like parallel shifting markets, things that you've never thought prior to coming into this classroom you would never have contemplated. So when you think back at these things, think about what you used to look at as a trader prior to this stuff. Think about what you were missing out on as a trader. You were starting to look at Fibonacci's and Elliott waves and counting things and stochastics and MACDs and various other things. And then all of a sudden you're predicting the 10-year yield to the tick based on simple basic market structures. You're predicting why it's getting to that price based on simple concepts of parallel steepeners and parallel flatteners. In fact, you're involved in the narrative that all the professionals are involved in, but you're trading it in the best way possible, like a retail trader, where you're not having to buy or sell areas that you're trying to get into individual trades that the big boys can't do. You're able to do exactly the thing that the big boys can't do, and therefore turn it to your advantage of being pretty actively aggressive in those areas. And when you look at that chart, when you just look at that chart, you think to yourself, unbelievable. It's just impossible to match it. Impossible to match that chart in terms of the quality of the discussion we had this morning, guys. Beautiful. So, as I said, give yourselves a well-deserved pat in the back if you've done that bit of business today, because that is sensational.